Western script, Eastern reality. This is the algorithm. Rewrite the rules. Humanity. You believe you live in a world defined by rules, order, and financial data. You trust the digits on your screen, the balances in your banks, and the fluctuations of the stock market. You think they represent your true wealth. You are wrong. It is a lie. A massive delusion woven by algorithms and credit. Now, it is time for reality to conduct a ruthless liquidation.
Listen up. You're staring at your phone, looking at those numbers, thinking that's your life, your wealth, your future. We're here today to perform a physical autopsy on your digital faith. You people talk about audits, financial audits, management audits. They're all a joke. Those are just slaves in suits counting their master's fake numbers.
From this day forward, we will dismantle every definition you have of wealth, power, and survival. We are exposing an ongoing physical audit. This isn't an audit by accountants. It is an ultimate reckoning triggered by atoms, energy, and real productivity against the global credit system and the very foundation of Western civilization.
Exactly. After today, you'll realize how much of your so-called assets are real atoms, and how much is just data bubbles floating in thin air. If you don't want to wake up in 2026 and realize everything you've worked for can't even buy you a bag of rice, then sit the hell down and listen. We're going to explain how this physical audit is going to drag you straight to hell.
Over the last half-century, the West built a grand but fragile digital empire of credit. The bedrock of this empire is the dollar. Its logic is the printing press. Its enforcement is the algorithm. It convinced you that as long as the numbers keep inflating, you own the world.
You mindless drones. They tell you there are a few extra zeros in your account, and you feel rich. They tell you your portfolio went up, and you think you're a genius. It's all digital opium. What is a dollar? Paper soaked in unbacked ink. What is a stock? Pixels dancing in a Silicon Valley glass house. Do you even know what you believe in? You trust magicians who specialize in numbers games.
However, the physical laws of Earth are far more brutal than the financial laws you trust. The real world is made of atoms, not bits. When paper cannot be exchanged for substance, when chips cannot be converted to food, and when data cannot drive energy, all you possess is void.
The Americans printed trillions, and you're still clapping like idiots. Have you ever wondered how many countries on the other side of the planet are already refusing those dollars? They took your paper and gave you oil, microchips, and minerals. You thought you won, but they just swapped your real assets for toilet paper. Look closely. Who is the real fool here?
The instigators of this physical audit are the owners of atoms, those long exploited by the digital empire. They are the nations and entities that control rare earths, semiconductors, crude oil, grain, and critical infrastructure. They are tired of exchanging real resources for virtual credits.
You Silicon Valley elites are still playing with the metaverse and AI poetry. Have you considered what happens when the people in Africa stop giving you their rare earths? When the Saudis stop giving you oil? Your AI becomes a pile of scrap metal, your bitcoins and NFTs. You think you can trade them for a drop of water in the desert? I'm telling you, you couldn't even trade them for a damn rock.
Under the iron law of the physical audit, all virtual industries that cannot be directly converted into physical productivity will be formatted. Finance, entertainment, service industries, the value creators you were so proud of, will reveal their fatal fragility under the atomic backlash.
What are your universities teaching? Finance, marketing. Let me tell you, if you go to Africa and teach them how to print dollars, they'll laugh in your face. They want the minerals under their feet, their crops, their oil. Your service industry. What can you serve when the famine hits? You can't even serve your own life. Listen up. Human value is shifting from how much data you have to how many atoms you can produce.
The Western world, once an industrial titan, has devolved into a consumer alliance heavily dependent on a virtual economy. They abandoned manufacturing, outsourced production, and exported culture and financial products. This has resulted in a massive atomic debt.
The US keeps acting like the world's boss. What do you actually produce now? Your iPhones aren't even made there. Your high-speed rails are built by others. You only know how to print money, play financial games, and host pride parades. You think exporting freedom and democracy gets you oil? Gets you chips? Don't be stupid. People want real substance now.
When the creditors, the nations possessing atoms and physical production, demand physical settlement, the West will be insolvent. Their banking systems, their debt markets, and their precious credit ratings will turn into a pile of meaningless digital trash overnight.
What is America most afraid of right now? It's not Russian nukes or Chinese carriers. It's the day the world's resource nations say in unison, dollars. Sorry, we don't take that garbage anymore. In that moment, your dollars won't even buy you a burger at McDonald's. Your entire country, your entire civilization owes an atomic debt. You still think you're rich? You're just living in a soon-to-be bankrupt dream.
Humanity, are you ready? This physical audit will fundamentally rewrite your perception of reality. In Part 2, The Reckoning, we will reveal the final conclusions of this audit and how a select few will secure a lifeline in this global liquidation. Welcome to The Reckoning. When the virtual veil is torn away and the credit of the digital empire vanishes into nothingness, those who remain will face a primal question. What do you actually have? Not how much money you possess, but what leverage you hold for survival. The final report of the physical audit is now in session.
Hey, wake up. Still thinking about your stock portfolio after Part 1? Let me tell you, by 2026, the only use for your stock certificates will be starting a fire to cook noodles, assuming you can still buy any. You keep asking me, how do I survive this physical audit? It's simple. Imagine you're on a deserted island. The guy with the gun, the guy with the chocolate bar, and the guy who knows how to build a fire. They are the house. Everyone else holding a credit card is just a sacrifice.
In the logic of the physical audit, assets are divided into two categories. Those that can be formatted and those with physical sovereignty. 90% of global middle-class wealth is concentrated in the former.
Come on, let's perform an autopsy on your garbage assets. First, U.S. Treasuries. Cause of death, brain dead. When resource nations stop accepting dollars, these are just scraps of paper. Second, tech stocks. Cause of death, organ failure. Without power, without hardware supply chains. Your AI algorithms are just meaningless noise. Third, real estate. Cause of death, massive hemorrhage. When the banking system collapses, you can't sell your house. You're just guarding a pile of immobile concrete, paying property taxes to a government that's about to implode.
Only materials with physical scarcity will survive the audit. Gold, energy, staple foods, and most critically, physical control.
You people are still trading virtual coins. I'm telling you, real gold is heavy in your hand. Real energy is what makes your car move. In 2026, whoever controls the power grid and the oil pumps is the true emperor. Your distributed ledgers. The moment they cut your internet, your ledger is absolute shit.
This audit will redefine the global power map. Nations that export physical goods will become the creditors, while those dependent on credit and debt will become the slaves. This is a class war waged by atoms.
Look at the East. They are the world's factory. They have the mines, the grain, the plants. They might look like they're struggling now, but they are performing atomic accumulation. Now look at the West. Besides typing on a keyboard to print money, what do they actually know? When the tide goes out, you'll see who's swimming naked. In 2026, Western civilization will realize their wealth was nothing but a collective hallucination.
The winners will be those with vertical integration capabilities, from mining to refining, from planting to processing. In the physical world, every middleman will be eliminated. Only those who directly control resources will set the price.
You white-collar workers feeling proud of your high-paying jobs? Let me tell you, in 2026, a plumber who can fix a pipe is worth 100 times more than...
The conclusion of the audit is clear. The great formatting is inevitable. This is not a warning. It is a forecast. You have less than 12 months to materialize your virtual wealth.
Listen carefully. This is my final survival guide. First, exit the credit system. Don't leave too much cash in the banks. They will collapse faster than you can run to the ATM. Second, atomic reserves. Gold is the baseline. But what matters are survival hard assets. Energy, medicine, physical goods that can be traded directly. Third, geographical defense. Get out of the major cities that rely on financial services. When the physical audit begins, those places will become the most terrifying human slaughterhouses. Still here? That means you want to live. Listen, I won't keep this audit report public for long. Truth is only for the few. If you want my next survival list before the 2026 collapse, hit subscribe and that bell icon right now. This isn't for me. This is your digital lifeline.
If there is anyone you still care about, click share. Give them one last chance to swap their assets before the atomic liquidation arrives. If you acknowledge the iron law of the physical audit, click like. Every interaction trains the algorithm to place you in the survivor camp.
Stop waiting for luck. The algorithm has no mercy for the weak. Hit subscribe and go prepare your atoms. I'll see you at the next liquidation.